guys, Mary out again. I wasn't going to make a video today. Again, it's actually almost midnight here. I'm in Central Time. I wasn't going to make another video today, but I saw some other YouTube videos, and I started researching, and I didn't really find any verification of what they were saying. I am giving out a general warning because there is a lot of warning out there about Yellowstone. Be alert, keep paying attention, but there's a lot of false media out there too, and so I don't know exactly what to believe. And I know that if you go to the USGS website, or if you go to the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory website, they're going to give some information, but they don't give all of it, and they're not going to give you everything, and they don't want to send out a general panic. And I understand that, because really they don't know exactly when, if it's going to go. Even if they knew it was going to go, they can't pinpoint an exact time. It's not like a hurricane hitting and they can, you know, go send planes in and see how fast it's going and what, you know, they can't really do that with volcanoes and with earthquakes. It's a very, very difficult science. And so I was just going to let you know, don't believe everything. I've gone to, on my iPad, I'm scrolling right here below me. I'm at the volcanoes.usgs.gov website, and they have a current alert tab where you can look and you can see what the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory monthly update is. And this was just put out yesterday, which it's almost Monday, so it really put out Saturday, July the 1st, and it said, under seismicity, it says, during June 2017, the University of Utah seismograph stations responsible for the operation and analysis of the Yellowstone seismic network reports 1,171 earthquakes, wow, were located in Yellowstone National Park region. The largest event was a light earthquake of magnitude 4.4 on June 16th at 6:48 p.m. Mountain Daytime, located about 9 miles northwest of Yellowstone, Montana. That was right after I was there. I was like, we had just left West Yellowstone. This is crazy. The earthquake was reported felt in the towns of Gardner and West Yellowstone, Montana. This earthquake is part of an energetic sequence of earthquakes in that same area that began on June 12th. June seismicity in Yellowstone was marked by 4 distinct clusters of episodic earthquakes. 1, an energetic swarm of 1,027 earthquakes 6 miles north of West Yellowstone, Montana, began June 12th and is ongoing, including the largest event on the month of June, magnitude 1.4. The swarm also consists of 5 earthquakes in the magnitude 3 range and 72 earthquakes in magnitude 2 range. So they weren't like all under 1. They were 2 and 3 are not really, I don't know if they're always felt by people on the ground, but 4 is definitely something that you're going to feel. Under the second bullet, it says 41 events occurred in a small storm 14 miles east-northeast of West Yellowstone, Montana, with swarm activity occurring June 14th and 15th. The largest earthquake of the swarm, magnitude 2.3, occurred June 14th at 7:39 a.m. What was that? 14 miles east-northeast of West Yellowstone, Montana. This swarm includes 2 earthquakes in the magnitude 2 range. Under 3, in bullet 3, it says a small swarm of 22 earthquakes 14 miles southwest of Mammoth, Wyoming, took place on June 1st and 2nd. With the largest event of that June 1st and 2nd was universal time. With the largest event, magnitude 2.6, occurring June 1st, yada yada yada. Earthquake sequences like these are common and account for roughly 50%. What really got me was this. It says, Yellowstone earthquake activity is currently at elevated levels compared with typical background activity. Then it talks about ground deformation, which that's going to be another thing to watch with this with Yellowstone or with any other supervolcano. They watch ground deformation, earthquakes, the rivers and streams nearby. I have heard people on YouTube say things like, oh, the bison and the antelope were leaving. We were there. The bison and the antelope were there. They hadn't left. So we were on the ground and we saw bison and we saw antelope, and there were a bunch of them walking down the road. I have videos of them. Videos of bison sitting around in the fields doing nothing, not concerned. So you can't always go by animals, and don't always believe what you hear on YouTube. I'm telling you, I was there. There were bison causing traffic jams. It was, okay, so don't worry about that. But ground deformation is going to be something to be concerned with. It says monitor locations within the Yellowstone caldera continue to slowly subside. Uplift north of the caldera, uplift north of the caldera, centered near the Norris Geyser Basin, which is what we're watching, the Norris Geyser Basin, continues at a low rate. Behavior is similar to past several months. Current deformation patterns at Yellowstone remain within historical norms. But then it talks about the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory provides long-term monitoring of volcanic and earthquake activity. Yellowstone is the site of the largest and most diverse collection of natural thermal features, and it's just giving you all the information. But the ground deformation, I don't care if it's at a slower rate, it's still happening, which means that there's magma and pressure still being built up. So I don't know if that's going to be something that is going to be readily, oh, well, that's just going to tell us it's going to go, or if it's just something we need to watch. Again, I don't know exactly all the information they're going to give us on the USGS or the Yellowstone websites, if that's going to be 100%, if they're giving us everything, because they don't want to cause a mass panic. So I get it. Don't believe everything you read, though, and don't believe everything you hear on YouTube. Don't panic. Stay mindful. Stay alert. But don't believe everything. There were some people that made comments about one of my previous videos, excuse me, about my belief in a young Earth and maybe 6,000 years. There are lots of scientists that believe in a young Earth, and we aren't there. We weren't there. We don't know with our own eyes, and we can't trust anyone alive because nobody was there. And my spiritual opinion is this: the one person who was there gave us his account, so we can trust his account excuse me, about what was written in the Bible, because he was the one person who was there and could tell us the dates and could tell us how old the earth was, how old the earth is. Now this scientist, Dr. Snelling, you can get his volumes of tectonic plates, and he's an amazing geologist. There's 2 books. It's huge. 1 volume. It's a little pricey. I got the hardback versions, and frankly, I'm intelligent, but that's I'm like, what? It's a little over your head if you're not a geologist. It's very, very, very in depth. But if you have questions about those kind of things, that's some sources that you might appreciate. If there's other things that you might say, okay, that's a little bit over my head, which I get it, it's a little over mine too. Try the Answers in Genesis website. There's a lot of resources there, especially for us believers, because we can't believe everything the scientific community says, because they have one agenda. Their agenda is to brainwash you into believing this. It's an anti-God agenda. Well, we don't believe in the anti-God agenda because we believe in God. We believe that God created it, that his account is accurate. Now, they're not going to give the dissenting scientists who don't agree with their interpretation of science and with their worldview. So we need to stay clear, and we need to stay informed about all of the other scientists and what they have to say. Now, again, no scientist is perfect, because guess what? Nobody was there. only God was there. We're not going to understand everything. God, there's just going to be some things that we just have to leave to God. He's God. He's bigger than we are. He's smarter than we are. We're not going to get to all the knowledge that He has. But the answers, there are answers that can be found. And so Answers in Genesis is a fantastic organization. They're the ones that put the Creation Museum and the Ark in Kentucky. Really phenomenal places to go. Another thing, right before I sign off, I wanted to tell you, I have a ministry, a music ministry. I've come out with 2 albums. My debut album was not that great, but my favorite album that I did was the one that I did with a good friend of mine named Stacy Bearden. He's a local piano player, local businessman, and he and I teamed up together to write. We didn't write any of the songs. We put together our own arrangements of some of our favorite hymns in the hymn book, and that CD, that album is available on Amazon. It's available on iTunes. You could just go to go there to those places and purchase it and download it. I was listening to it today. It's powerful. On a previous video that I had done, I did probably a few years ago, I put the Romans Road scriptures with the song that one of the songs Stacy and I had done of Amazing Grace, and I was listening to it earlier tonight. I was brought to tears. It's amazing, and it's a great witnessing tool. So if you are looking for something that you can, put on your Facebook page and say, hey, everybody, look at this. It's just pure words. There's no vocals singing or anything. It's just me on the flute, my friend on the piano, and then it's got the scriptures, and it's got some things they can read. And it just goes through the Romans Road and through everyone's need for salvation. So if you are interested in that, go scroll down a little bit on my Facebook channel and my YouTube channel, and you will see that particular video. It's called Amazing Grace, Romans Road, or Plan of Salvation. It's all right there, and you'll see that. If you could purchase the album, go to AIG and get some resources like this, and that will help you with some of the answers. And even if it's just information, it's not going to give you current information, of course. It's going to give you information about how geology works according to a Christian perspective. But it's really cool stuff. So I hope you have a wonderful week. Happy 4th of July. Stay informed, but don't don't believe everything that you read. And I hope you have a wonderful 4th. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.